Right, now I felt compelled to make this film because on one of my recent trawls through the internet and especially YouTube to see if I could pinch any ideas for films from other people, I came across a fella who I'm not going to name. Oh, only the cat's here to help me. Anyway, I came across this fella who, a big headline, and he was banging on about gearbox failure on a Triumph Bonneville. Now, at the time, it I raised my eyebrows and looked at it, and anyway, a friend of mine who's got a Triumph Bonneville had a gearbox or a gear selection issue. So, being as how I'm in a technical spannering kind of industry, he figured I might be useful to him to go and help him sort this out. So I did. I went along and we pulled it apart, managed to get it sorted. And it isn't a gearbox failure at all. So just a very, very quick run through of what is going on down here. We've got the suck, squeeze, bang, blow bit up here, which at the bottom in there is connected to the crankshaft, which on this side spins the primary drive, which in turn spins the clutch connected by a chain, and on the other side all your charging system is over there. So you can take this cover off this side. If ever you do, drain the oil for God's sake first. But you can take this cover off this side, you can take the covers off the other side, and you still won't be able to get at the gearbox. And the issue with my good friend's bike, and pretty much all of the ones that I've read about on the internet, is under this cover. So you only need to take this cover off, the clutch off, and you can get at the problem, replace what you need to replace, job's done. Anyone who's half decent with a spanner can do it. The gearbox is just that. It's a box full of gears, and it's right in the middle there, right behind the engine. So you don't have to take the gearbox apart. The gearbox does not fail. Now, I didn't think at the time when I was helping my friend out to grab hold of it. He replaced the whole shaft and all the related bits on that shaft, and I didn't think to say to him, can I pinch that and make a film at the time, because this is a few weeks back, in fact probably a couple of months back, and I didn't know at the time that I was going to want to make this film. So anyway, I keep a lot of bits and pieces because I make trophies for people out of old engine parts, and I dug through all of that and I found a Selector shaft off one of my old motocross bikes. Now the issue that this had was, you can see there's corrosion there, so that bit there, the spline bit, is that bit there, then it goes through the side case and into the side of the engine, and then this side of it is where it connects to or where the gearbox is. Now briefly and simply, there are many videos out there that will give you far more information on the Triumph one, which is very, very similar to this one. This thing here, this spring-loaded bit here, is what's responsible. Trying to do this with one hand while holding the camera is quite difficult. This is responsible. This twists around as you change gear. This twists around, selects. That would be first, and then second, third, fourth, fifth. I think the motocross bikes had 6 gears. Yes, they did. So sixth. Those things there, those little tabs there, are what connect with the mechanism that then connects to the gearbox. Now this is all spring loaded predominantly because this does need to move to allow it to, just a little bit, just to allow it to select, move around, and it will always spring back into the select position. So that's why that's spring loaded. Now in the case of my good friend's Bonneville, this plate here on the Triumph, it looks more like a bottle opener. It's complete, there's no gap there. But on the Triumph, part of this and this is a casting, this is a pressure cast bit of high carbon steel. Part of this had actually broken off and it wasn't able to select. So he was stuck in second gear it was, and he had to ride it home, not too far fortunately, in second gear, look it up, ordered the bits online, and then asked me to go and help put it in. It's a pretty straightforward job. Now, they pressure cast these things. It's a cheap way of making a lot of things, and it's pretty damn tough. If you were going to machine it, you would either need to make it from an incredibly tough material. I mean, titanium springs to mind, which is very expensive and quite difficult to machine. It's all very specialist, titanium is. Or make it out of steel, a high carbon steel, get it heat treated, because this thing does do a fair bit of work. I mean, this, like I say, was on a motocross bike. You can see where it's worn a little bit, but not to the point where it wouldn't work. And that's, of course, you only really use the clutch to start and to stop on a motocross bike. While you're racing, everything's clutchless. You just bang it through the gears. And like I say, it was the fact that it was a two-stroke motocross bike. The fact that that had gone rotten and oil was coming out my gearbox and it was leaking. So that's why that got replaced. I didn't need to replace all of this stuff, but I did. Now, I've asked around, I've asked people I know, I've actually asked at Triumph, and I can't get a definitive answer. Triumph are not admitting to anything, but design-wise, I don't think it's a poor design. It's pressure cast the same as this is. It's incredibly similar to this. So operationally, I think the design is fine. I suspect that they probably had a bad batch. Now, I don't know how many would be in a batch. It could be thousands. But I suspect that it's a bad batch has slipped through quality control. And some poor people have replaced it and had the same failure again. Now, my bike has never had one. I've never had to do it on my bike. I have taken a couple of little precautions, but I've never had to replace it. If I do have to replace it, I will replace it, because it's not a gearbox failure, it is just a selector shaft failure. And it's not even a selector shaft failure, it's this part, the actual selector fork part, that's the failure. Now, I mentioned in a previous video that there's a couple of hacks which can help prevent it. My friend's Bonneville, he parked it on his drive, which is a gravel drive, and he parked it on a particularly soft bit, and it gently fell over and punched the gear lever into the inwards a bit. Now, I changed my gear lever anyway because I wanted it in a different position, because I quite often wear motocross boots on this bike, and I just need to be able to get my boot underneath it to change gear. So there are a couple of things you can do. You don't have to, of course, get a cranked gear lever like I've done. You can still get a straight one, but if you get one that's got a spring-loaded end, so if it does fall over, that soaks up some of the impact. And another pretty wise thing to do, and this actually applies to all bikes, not just Triumphs, is if you look in there, there's a little spacer in there. I'll see if I can get in closely. There's a little spacer between the gear lever and the edge of the case. Now that stops the whole shaft from being punched in. Or it doesn't stop, but it helps to prevent. So there are two things that you can do to help lessen the chance of having this issue. So anyway, I just thought I would set the record straight and give my take on a headline that a certain person was using. He's got way more subscribers than me, so he's more of an influence than I am, when he says gearbox failure. It is not a gearbox failure. There you go, my opinion. Thanks for watching. Give me a like and a subscribe, tell your mate, share the video, and if you want to know how to do it, I'm not going to pull my bike apart to show you. I didn't get round to filming my friend's Bonneville, but there are some very, very good films on YouTube that other people have made of what's involved and how to do it. So I will see you soon. Take it easy.